Rajdeep, Sardesai, you've been out and about as well. What's really going on? Siddaramaiah made clear, or so it seemed, that he'd been told he would be Chief Minister. People in Kharge's camp said yes, they'd picked him. Now Shivakumar is saying no. Is this like a serious, genuine no? Or is this kallo and then it becomes yes?
You know, Rahul, I wish I had a clear answer, because at noon today we were breaking the story that Siddaramaiah is to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka. We were even talking about swearing-in ceremony to take place tomorrow, and there were celebrations that had erupted at Mr. Siddaramaiah's residence. And Nagarjun is right. More than one source within the Congress at that time was saying that it was a done deal, and everything would be clear by the evening and there would be a formal announcement. That's not happened. We are at what, 8 o'clock, and there's no likelihood now of any announcement taking place today. Rajdeep Singh Surjewala says 48 to 72 hours more. I think the Congress, Rahul, has underestimated DK Shivakumar's intransigence, his refusal to yield to Siddaramaiah. They thought that because during the campaign Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar had worked relatively harmoniously, that would also persist after the election. It's not happened, because this is now an open power struggle. DK Shivakumar believes this is his time. The Congress leadership now believes that people around DK Shivakumar have led him to take this hard line. The truth of the matter is, DK Shivakumar is arguing very strongly at every meeting that I have contributed far more in terms of rebuilding this organization over the last 3 years than Mr. Siddaramaiah. Please give me an explanation as to why I should not push for the Chief Ministership. I don't believe in this rotational Chief Ministership formula because who knows what will happen after 2 years. I want to get it now for my loyalty. So he's pushing so hard that I think the Congress has underestimated this and therefore was not prepared for it.
This is exactly what he told me. If you remember, when I'd come back from Karnataka after spending time with Shivakumar, the first thing that I'd said is he will not accept easily the opportunity to play second fiddle. He thinks this is his turn. And he's waited for it for a long time.
He does, and you know, he's got 25 points. He's made a 25-point draft of 25 reasons why Mr. Siddaramaiah should not become the Chief Minister of Karnataka now. And some of them are very detailed, and he's been providing these leaders and telling them, please argue with me. Show me why I should be passed over.
Because Siddaramaiah is more popular, he's the bigger leader. Every poll says that by a factor of 1 to 10, Siddaramaiah is Karnataka's #1 choice, and many of these MLAs won because of Siddaramaiah.
You see, the social coalition that emerged around the Congress, Dalits, backwards, Muslims, tribals, clearly was to a large extent pitching Siddaramaiah as the face. But when you ask this question about popularity to DK Shivakumar, he says, look, make someone the Chief Minister, make me Chief Minister for 5 years, I'll also be popular.
Which is what Sachin Pilot says.
You see,
Sachin says exactly the same thing.
Yeah, the difference is, I think Mr. Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, remember when he became also the president of the Rajasthan Congress, there was a huge gap in terms of experience and maturity levels
between him
and Mr. Gehlot. On the other hand, Rahul, between Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar, you could argue Shivakumar as a 7-time MLA is someone who's actually done the 35 years on the ground and therefore believes that, look, it's time to get that big jump up. So I think it's much more difficult.
No, but if they give Shivakumar the Chief Minister's chair, Siddaramaiah could walk out. He's done it in the past, and he could split the Congress.
You see, the fear exists on both sides that particularly in a state like Karnataka with a large floating MLA population, 6 months down the line, let's assume in a worst case scenario, there is a temporary patch-up. That patch-up could even include, which although it's not on the table at the moment, a third candidate.
Who's the most likely third candidate? Parmeshwara?
Look, we don't, I wouldn't want to speculate, but I think, there were those who said, eventually, who knows, Mr. Kharge, but that's not going to happen. But he is the kind of...
No, this has happened in the past. That's how Veerappa Moily came out of the pack. That's how Bangarappa came out of the pack.
There have been occasions, but that was when the Congress was much stronger. The problem for the Congress is that because your central leadership is weaker, each regional, and you've invested so much in local leaders, given them the kind of face and authority that they've never had in past elections. Now that they've won this victory, the local leaders are saying our moment has come, and thereby almost challenging earlier.
This was like walking towards the precipice and now not knowing what to do when you're standing on the edge of the cliff. Somebody should have figured out earlier, all these strategies who've been floating around, they should have worked out some kind of a compromise so you don't have this ungainly scenes play out.
Rahul, I spoke to one of the strategists who's been closely involved in this election campaign, and his point was, look, right through the campaign, at every stage, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar set aside their personal differences and worked together. So we thought that would carry on even post-election, and particularly given the kind of victory we'd had, we thought all was well. So they thought that they had, the worst was over, the worst fear was they would sort of fight each other during ticket distribution, during the campaign. None of that happened.
That didn't happen.
190 of the 224 seats of Karnataka were
Except
decided
10,
to a single
states, yeah.
consensus, by a single candidate, by consensus. Given the consensus they were able to build on ticket distribution, they thought this would carry forward to who becomes the chief minister. I think the underestimation was that once you've invested so much in local leaders, those local leaders have been strengthened and empowered. They then feel that they have every right to challenge and almost demand the chief ministership.
No, but even
as a matter of
Shivakumar
right.
knows that the maximum MLAs are not on his side.
Yeah, but you know, the argument which is being made is that SM Krishna, this argument was made by someone close to Mallikarjun Kharge to me a few days ago, that even in 1999 when SM Krishna became the chief minister, Mallikarjun Kharge's camp claims they had more MLAs siding with them than SM Krishna.
That's
But
true,
SM Krishna at the time was Karnataka Congress president and Mallikarjun Kharge was leader of the opposition, CLP leader. Very interestingly, a parallel too.
And Krishna had a good connection with the High Command.
So I asked them, how did Krishna then win over? A, connection with the High Command. B, a lot of corporate Bangalore, which was suddenly emerging in the IT sector at the turn of the century, backed SM Krishna as this sort of more acceptable face. So, you know, the history of Karnataka suggests that it's never a done deal. The person you think who is the front runner can suddenly be toppled over by someone who comes from the outside and almost blindsides you.